are world champions.
Can you believe it?
It hasn't happened at Fenway Park for 95 years.
Fires. Swing and a miss. Strike three. It's over. The Red Sox have won the world championship.
Tune in to the newest show presented by Clovercrest Media. It's Obie's Backstop Podcast. Catch it twice a week, every Red Sox series finale on your favorite podcast platform.
The college football season is coming back, and we got you covered on every game. We're breaking it down on each snap all season long. Catch us every week starting on August 4th. Joe McGuire, Sean Scanlon, Jace Garcia, and yours truly, Obi Muniz, giving you the highlights, predictions, and current rankings. Visit our website at hhwshow.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's All Four Downs, part of the CMG Sports Podcast Network.
Well, there was no intro today, no special, hey, welcome to Speaking at Rio. But you know what? It's good because it's Wednesday night. There's no Carlos. We're not coming from Clearwater, Florida. We're coming from Miami, Florida today. So you know what? Thank you for joining us. Guys, if you like what you see, please share us. Click share, like, whatever you got to do to it. So this week, we're going to continue our conversation of mental health. Last week, we spoke about Simone Biles and her issues with her mental status. But you know what? She did overcome that, and she placed a bronze medal on the ballot. She overcame what she went through. She was open and what happened to her. She had her aunt on her father's side passed away, and you know what? That kind of plays the psyche with your mind. But she was able to overcome it, and you know what? She did really, really good on it. So I mean, by all means, it is what it is. But we're gonna really dive deep today. I have a special guest with me today by the name of Nicole Perez. She has a real epic story on her mental health status. She's one that, as she's gonna be talking, I'm gonna show you guys pictures on her transformation from where she was when I met her back, I think, 2015, 2016. To where she's at today. Nicole, thank you for over here. That floor is all yours. Pretty much discuss your psyche and everything else.
Hi, thank you for having me. So, I have quite a few things that have happened in my life. And I think it's not until I got to the point where I am today to make me realize that my mental health was pretty bad. Growing up, I was always, a heavy set child, and it was a Cuban family. If you know Cuban families, you always have a large meal on the table, a Cuban, loaf of Cuban bread, and you can't get up from the table till you finish your food. And whatever you could grab and eat, even after that unhealthy big meal, you had to have a dessert, right? Because you had to have something sweet at the end of it. And I struggled a lot with weight as a kid, and I got bullied in elementary school about my weight. And then let's fast forward a little bit to becoming a teenager. My mom got very ill with cancer. It was like overnight. She woke up in the middle of the night with pain, went to the hospital, found out that she had terminal cancer. They told her she had 6 months to a year to live, and she lived 4 months. And I watched that battle that my mom went through, and she was strong, right? Like she said, I'm going to beat this, and I'm going to be the case where I beat cancer, because this was back in 1998, where they didn't have a lot of research and they don't have all the things that they have now for cancer. And she was the guinea pig, and she did all kinds of things to the point where she got burns from the inside out. She couldn't speak anymore. Her skin got so swollen that she couldn't even get up. When she attempted to sit on the toilet, her skin would get stuck. I mean, it was pretty bad. Burns throughout her entire mouth that she couldn't speak. And her last 2 weeks in the hospital, I couldn't see her. I was a teenager, I was 15, because I got sick with strep throat and they didn't allow me to see her. So I didn't get to see her for that time. And I remember clearly being in my room by myself as a teenager because my dad would stay overnight with her. I remember pretending that I was sleeping because I heard somebody opening the door like at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I knew I was supposed to be in bed because I had school the next day. And I could have sworn I heard her walking in through that door. I heard her sandals, and it was actually my uncle, my sister, and my father to tell me that she passed away. And that was hard for me. That was really hard for me. I went down a very dark path, because I couldn't understand why I was going through that. I couldn't understand why I lost my mother. And I turned to drugs and I turned to alcohol. And I was in a very dark mental place and I didn't know how to get out of that. And my escape was drugs. My escape was alcohol because I didn't have to feel, I didn't have to think. I didn't have to go through all the emotions that I was going through. And it was one day that I was in high school and I decided to go to the front of the school and do drugs. And I got caught by the principal. And I think that that was the best thing that ever happened to me, because he caught me, he took me straight to the counselor's office, and I began to just vomit. Mentally, I just let go and I started profusely crying and vomiting everything. And they were like, whoa, whoa, we need to get you help. Something is not right
Right.
here.
Well, let me cut you off a minute. I
Yeah.
think and I have a group of kids that like to listen to me on YouTube, and I know they're on somewhere. You know, going back to your child part, it's kind of, we as kids, we go through different emotions,
Yeah.
different things happen, whether it's a death of a parent, whether a parent goes, wherever they go, for whatever, whether your dad is missing, whether your mom's just not a good mom or you have a bad parent. What do you tell kids nowadays? What would you tell, kids nowadays, in that case where, hey, you feel like all hope is gone,
I say
you
reach
know?
out, talk to someone. That's where I failed. I didn't talk to anybody because I felt like nobody understood what I was going through, that I was the only person out here going through that. And I was so wrong. Sorry.
Oh, it's all right. We have dogs. It's a live show, people.
I apologize.
No, don't worry about
Um,
it.
I felt like nobody would understand me. Nobody would understand the dark place that I was in. And I was so wrong. I was so wrong. And that's one of the things that I was starting to get at, that I got put into a counseling group with kids that were my age, that were either going through similar situations or something different. A parent was missing because of a divorce, or they just up and left, or their parent was never there, or they lost them to a death, or their parents were alcoholic or abusive. And to know that there was other people going through similar or worse things that I was going through, and that I could reach out and have a conversation with them, that to me is what saved me, because you think that you're alone and you're not. And the community of these people is key to knowing that they're there, that you could speak to them, that they support you. So I would say, don't suffer in silence, reach out. There are so many things out there to help you, and people are wanting to help you and get you through that, that you don't have to do it alone. And
That's real
sorry,
good.
go ahead.
No, yeah, I think one of the best things for just kids or anybody in general, you have to reach out. If you don't feel comfortable reaching out to your parents, reach out to an uncle, reach out to an aunt, reach out to your parents' friends.
Yep.
Sometimes, we don't. We as kids, we don't listen to our parents. I mean, I know I barely listen to my parents.
We think our
So
parents don't know. They don't know.
right, and we don't realize it until we're older that our parents know a lot more than what we give them credit for.
Yep.
You know, but yeah, I mean, continue with your story. That's
Yeah.
I'm dying to dive. I'm dying to just dive in deep.
Okay. So yeah, going back to the 2 years that I spent in counseling with other kids, I mean, till today, they're still some of my friends. Unfortunately, I've lost some of them to death because they just continued on the wrong path. Some of them are in jail, but most of them are still my friends today, and we are on the other side of this, right? And I'm so thankful that that happened to me, that I got to be in that group with people that I could just connect with and just talk to and just let go of everything that was in my mind, that I thought I was the only one. Like, you think that you're in this place and you can't talk to somebody about it because you're like, this is really dark and they're not going to understand. And that's the complete opposite. There's so many people going through that and worse, that they understood me, that they helped me to understand why I was feeling that way, why I was going through that mentally. And that was so helpful for me. And what happened is, as I was going through that process, I'm an emotional person, right? And when I let go of the drugs and the alcohol, I turned to food. And food was my go to. Whether I was happy, whether I was sad, whether I was mad, it was food. And I gravitated to food. And that's where I began to just get heavier and heavier and heavier. And I managed to get to, I want to say I was like 280 pounds, 295 around there. And I worked at Baptist Hospital, and they had this program for employees that was called My Unlimited Potential, that helped you to learn about food and, how to exercise. And I went through this program. It was free for employees as long as you qualified for it. And I lost 109 pounds. Great. But the one thing that that program didn't teach me is my mental health. The other thing it didn't teach me is how to handle stress. It didn't teach me all of that. So what happened? Yes, I lost 109 pounds, super great, but my mental health wasn't there. And my stress level was out of this world, that I ended up gaining that weight back and more, because I didn't know how to control what was going on mentally and at work and at home. So I ended up getting to 325 pounds, and I was back in this dark place. Although it wasn't the dark place that I was in when my mother passed away, it was just a different dark place, right? Where everybody saw happy go lucky Nicole, but in reality, I wasn't happy go lucky. I was very miserable. I was depressed. I was consistently bashing myself. I didn't have anything nice to say to myself. I was always, talking bad to myself. Going shopping, oh my God, let's not even go there. That was misery. You would invite me somewhere and I would make up an excuse. I would tell my husband, no, we can't go because this is happening. Or, oh, because we got a new puppy, we can't go. Oh, because I have to cook tonight. Like every excuse possible, because I didn't want to have to go shopping. I didn't want to have to be in that dressing room crying in the mirror because things didn't fit, because I had to get to a 4X because that's the size of a shirt I was wearing, or I had to get a pant size between 26 and 28. And I didn't want to do that anymore. So I would just lie. Oh, I have this going on. I can't make it. And there's so many activities and so many things that I didn't do because I was in such a dark, miserable place. My husband had to deal with me crying all the time, pains and aches in my body. I have arthritis. I broke my kneecap and my tendons in my knees. So I had knee surgery. This was back in 2002. I have arthritis like a 70-year-old woman in both of my knees and my feet. So with all that heavy weight, that didn't help. So that was very miserable for me, that I'm in my 30s and it takes me 30 minutes to get out of bed because I have to sit up. I have to stretch. I have to stand up and warm up my body just to even walk to the bathroom. And I'm walking around like a 70-year-old woman. And mind you, there's 70-year-old women out there that were in way better shape than I was and can get up and run. I couldn't even do that. Going up a flight of stairs, I was out of breath. At this point, my youngest son was playing football. To keep up with those kids, I was a teen mom, and it was hard. Like being out there in those
I th-
hot days,
I think that was
misery.
when we met. That was
Yes,
when we
that is when
met.
we met.
You
Right when
know.
I was I was in a bad place, but you didn't see that because I always showed you happy
No,
go lucky.
yeah, from the time that I met you to the time, to now, you've always been that happy-go-lucky. You would have thought that there was nothing ever wrong with Nicole. Nicole was, hey, yeah, let's go. I mean, let me tell you, I learned real quick not to piss you off, because, oh, you'll snap, you know. But at the same time, it's you hit it very well. I think
Yeah,
when people are going through their own demons inside, you do tend to hide it,
yeah,
and but when you're alone, I think that's when it really kind of, I want to say, settle in. Maybe that's not the
hmm
word, but where reality, there we go, where reality
more
sets
reality.
in,
Hmm.
and you look at yourself and you're like, man, what the hell am I doing? What's going on? You're not happy in your own skin.
Yeah,
I mean, I use in your case weight, just because of how, from the time that I met you to now. I mean, it's like, wow, totally different. Alex, don't get jealous. You know, but hey, you're banging. It's like, damn. It's like, damn, Nicole, really?
thanks.
Wow, where have you been? And so it's one of those things where
Yeah,
your case was weight. I know with other people it's just things with other things in life.
yeah.
You know,
and
but
and and that's the scary part, right? That you see this happy-go-lucky person, and you don't know what everybody's going through. So that's why I've always, and I've learned that on this journey that I've been on and that I'm still on, right? Is you don't know what people are going through. So you have to be careful how you treat others. You have to be careful how you judge other people, because although they have that beautiful smile on their face, although their Facebook or their IG shows them glowing, deep down inside they may be dying. And that's what was happening to me. I was seriously inside dying, and the only person who really knew what I was going through was my husband, because he sat there through the dark times, and even at that, there were even darker times that I locked myself alone that he didn't see. And that some people don't know how to get out of that. And that's the scary part, that it's important that you do reach out to somebody, no matter who it is. Reach out to a friend, like you were saying earlier, Frank, to a family member, to a friend, or even to a professional. But reach out, because I promise you that is going to make a difference. And kind of that's what started for me, right? I realized I got to a point where I was like, enough is enough. And I actually went and said, okay, I think the only thing that's going to help me is to go get a procedure done. I was going to do the sleeve. I went through the whole process. I did all the research. I met with the doctor. I went through the consultation. You have to go through like a therapy session. You have to do all these things. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. And I was on the way to pick up my son from school one day, and I parked in the parking lot and I couldn't get off the car, and I just had a breakdown. Like a massive meltdown. I couldn't breathe, and I called my sister like hysterical, and I'm like, I can't do this. And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, this procedure, I can't do it, because if I don't learn how to control my mouth, if I don't learn how to get healthy up here, it doesn't matter what procedure I do, it doesn't matter. I'm never going to get out of this. I need to figure out up here what to do and how to control this, because a procedure is not going to help me. And I think that that was my breakthrough, where I began to do some personal development. And that's what I lacked the first time around when I lost weight, is personal development. It's up here. Everything starts here. If you tell yourself you can't do it, you're not going to do it. If you tell yourself you're not worthy, you're not worthy. Whatever you tell yourself, that's what you are going to be, right? So I began to work on my personal development and my mental health. I began to read, and I'm not talking about just books on mindset. I'm talking about anything that helped me to empower me and realize my worth and then realize that yes, I am important and I mean something, and it doesn't matter where I'm at in my life. I am worthy and I am worth it all. And the minute that switched is when everything began to change for me. And then I started focusing on, okay, I have to focus on me first. Be a little selfish, and that's okay, right? Because if I don't take care of me mentally, physically, spiritually, how can I provide for my husband? How can I provide for my children? And how can I provide for anybody else? And I'm the type of person that I love to help. And I was always helping everybody, but I was leaving myself in the back burner, and you burn out. And that's what was happening to me. So I had to make that change. And that's okay. People have to understand that you need to fill your cup up first before you can do anything for anybody else. And
Right.
that's when it changed for me.
So, we have Catherine Nicole saying, do you think that seeing a therapist, they only want to give you drugs? I think so seeing a therapist. I know that a lot of, I think depending on the type of therapist,
Hmm.
if they're really caring and they really want to make you better, I think. Well, you know what? Hold on a minute. Let me do this. Did you ever go see a therapist, or did you just kind of deal with things on your own and kind of you motivated yourself?
I never saw a therapist. The only counseling that I
Okay.
did was in high school with my counselor and the group of kids that I was with in those 2 years that I went through that. That's the
Right.
only professional help that I seeked.
Okay. Now
Mhm.
let me ask you something else. There. Did the counselor ever say that maybe you needed to go on any type of pills or anything, or no?
No,
No. All right.
no.
I mean, I think school counselors are a little different,
They are a little different.
but I know that a lot of therapists, especially when people deal with mental health. I mean,
Hmm.
you know what? I should have started the show like this. There's two things here. You got mental health and you have mental illness.
Illness. Correct.
Okay, illness you definitely need medication. Health, I think it's more of, hey, let's talk things out. Let's see where you're at. You know, and then it just takes you from there. So I see it as there's several different ways to handle each and every situation.
No, I
You know, it,
absolutely agree with you. It
yeah,
it's there's a difference, right, between a psychologist and a therapist. There's also a difference in exactly what you said, the mental illness versus mental health. And the professionals are going to be the ones to be able to tell the difference. Not everybody needs medication. And I would advise that if you do go see a professional and you feel like they're trying to push medication on you, I would get another opinion and I would go somewhere else, because not everybody needs to be medicated, only those that have that illness.
look, actually, your husband's big on the comment section. This is hard to hear from my wife of 17 years, and to know I wasn't able to help in any way, but to support her however she needed me. That's one of the things. And hey, look, Alex has supported you and your
All the
craziness.
way.
I mean, I think he's a little cuckoo himself. But hey, look, he supports you, and a lot of times you need that support system.
You
It
do.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's something tiny, or weight loss, or if it's a death of a parent or a loved one. You always need some type of support at home
Absolutely.
that a therapist will not be able to give you that at home.
I agree. And one of the things that I learned, I actually was in a training, and one of the things that they said that stood out to me, because it's what happened to me without me realizing, is sometimes we have to borrow other people's beliefs because we don't believe in ourselves, but we borrow somebody else's belief until we believe in ourselves. And I think that that's what happened with me. My husband saw it in me what I didn't see. And he always told me, you're capable of doing this. You're capable of whatever you want. You're made for greatness. And I didn't see that. And sometimes, I'm not going to lie to you, sometimes now I still don't see it. I'm better now than I ever was before. And I do see now that I'm worthy of these things. But I'm still a work in progress. I'm not perfect, right? And because I borrowed his belief in me, I was able to make that change and say, you know what? I do have it in me. If they can do it, I can do it. Meaning anybody out there can do this. Why can't I? They're human flesh just like me. If they can get out of whatever situation they are, I can get out of whatever situation I am. If they can lose the weight, I can lose the weight. If they can have financial freedom, I can have financial freedom. Like, why is it any different? We're the same. We're human beings. We're made out of blood, flesh, bones, and skin. Why not? And it was me borrowing his belief and his support and him pushing me all the time when I was down and didn't want to do it is what made me get on the track that I'm on today. So it's so important to have that support. Community, whether it's your family at home, whether it's your best friend, or you have a community, that group of women. Like I have a group of women that I work with all the time. Liz, Frank being your sister, she's phenomenal. She is a major, plays a major role in my success and in my journey. And community is key. I cannot stress that enough. And which is why I will say it again, reach out, speak to someone. I promise you, like, there are people out there that are waiting with open arms saying, oh my God, you're going through what I'm going through. Like, I didn't know. And all of a sudden, you create this support of people and you guys are getting through it together. That's the beauty of it.
Yes, it is. I think again, support is the key, you know, and it's the best thing to have, you know.
Yeah.
So it's again, if you don't have that support, you got to find that support somewhere. You know, again, it's like we said earlier, talk. You know,
Talk.
you'll be surprised who will listen. You know, sometimes just talking to just a complete stranger.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just man, you know, my day's horrible. You know, it's like I hit a tree, my dog died. I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know,
Yeah.
and that person right there will just tell you, hey, you know what? This is what you could do. Take a
Yeah.
deep breath, sit down. Sometimes until you have a beer. I don't suggest that. You know, when you're down and out, I don't suggest alcohol. You know, I mean, look, I'll tell you something. Ovi Moniz, all right, he's an army buddy of mine. All right, backstory on him: when I met him, I was in a low point. I don't think he really realized it at the time how low of a point in life I was. I I kept it to myself, you know, but I was in a real low point in my life. And just hanging out with him and just we started going up and down, you know, just I didn't live in his house, but I kind of lived. I mean, I went home to my house, but I spent more time at his than I did mine. Just being around him and just talking to him,
Yeah.
you know, got me out of my rut, you know, and that's what we need at times, you know.
Yeah, you don't even realize that just having that person there and just talking, you don't even realize, but the change begins to happen, right? And until you get into a clear space and in a better place, you realize, oh my God, like this person was my savior. Like they saved my life. So don't ever hold back and just talking to somebody because you don't even know how you could potentially change or save that person's life. Even by you just walking by and putting a smile on your face and smiling at somebody, you change their day completely.
Look, Leo the goat. I feel like giving something or someone is
Yeah.
simple. Okay, hold on, Leo. I gotta decipher what you're putting here. You're writing like I write, man. Come on, that's not good. I feel like giving somebody a simple smile to a stranger can make their day much better. I think
Hmm.
that's what he wanted to say there. I had to skip some words, But yeah, Leo, you know what? You're right. Sometimes that's what it is. You give somebody a simple smile instead of, they say hi, and like we all do in Miami, no one wants to talk to anybody. But you know
No.
what? Someone says hi, hey, be nice. Hey, hi, how are you? You know what? That could go a long way. Nobody knows what demons are behind that person.
Exactly.
You know.
And even like you were saying, Frank, even, people that don't say hi, you have no idea that you said hello, you put a smile. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they just shrugged their shoulders and kept walking, but you have no idea how you changed that person. Although that person was angry, shrugged their shoulders, and kept walking, their mind is like, wow, that person smiled at me, or that person's having a good day.
Right. Well, let's see here. Alex. Alex is saying that's a topic that us men need to touch base on. As men, we feel worthless or less of a man because we have this perspective that someone's gonna judge us or point the finger and say he's not a real man. I'm gonna kind of disagree on that one with you, Alex, and I'm gonna tell you why. Number one, I don't need nobody to tell me who I am. Or make me feel worthless. I am the man I am, and there's a handful of people in my life that could tell me I'm wrong, and I'll listen. And that and or judge me, and I'll listen. And that's mainly my parents. So somebody out there from the streets that doesn't really know me, or a coworker, to me, I wouldn't. That's just me. Let's see. And then over here comes out with Frank. I agree with Alex in a certain way. There are men who are weak-minded. Correct. I think that boils down to the weak-minded individuals. I mean, I'm not weak-minded, and I know Alex. At least from what I know of Alex, I know he's not really weak-minded either. But I mean, we all have our demons and we have our issues. Again, this is based on what I've experienced with friends or people I've come across, how they feel they'll be looked at. Alex, I'll tell you this, from what if it's, your friends or people that you've come across, then those are people, in my mind, I don't know them, so I'm just speaking generally. They're weak-minded, and you have to be a strong individual, to kind of know how to maybe accept criticism and know when you're being judged. And to me, again, I don't care who you are, unless you're my parents or my sister, you're not going to judge me.
And now that we're talking about this topic, this is something that I am experiencing, and a lot of the people that are a part of my community are going through it too. When you start to change into a better you, right? When you start to work on you and you become your priority and you start to change, I want you to understand that there's going to be people out there that are not going to understand that. There's going to be people out there that are going to judge you, and that is okay. That doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. I want you to know that that is a-okay. That means that as you go through this journey and this path, there's going to be people that are going to remove out of your way. There's going to be new people that are coming into your life. People are meant to be a part of our lives for a season or forever. And we have to understand that some people were meant to be there for a little while and then they're gone, and their purpose was met, and that's it. So people are going to judge you and people are going to move on. Don't think that you have done anything wrong. You continue on the path of working on you, getting stronger, working on yourself and in your mind, that the right people who are meant to be there to support you and be with you will be there. And everyone else doesn't matter.
I completely agree, but we're gonna take a quick break. Guys, check out this show that it's been around. They're coming back. They're gonna be back on tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Check them out. Ovi Muniz is on there. It's all 4 downs. We'll be right back.
The college football season is coming back, and we got you covered on every game. We're breaking it down on each snap all season long. Catch us every week starting on August 4th. Joe Aguirre, Sean Scanlon, Jace Garcia, and yours truly, Obi Muniz, giving you the highlights, predictions, and current rankings. Visit our website at hhwshow.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's All Four Downs, part of the CMG Sports Podcast Network.
Hey guys, check them out tomorrow, 7 o'clock. They're going to air on Thursdays. My boy Ovi Muniz with the HHW show. He has that one. He has All Four Downs. So you know what? Check him out tomorrow. So anyways, going back into Nikki's battle, as I call it, you know. So what was it we left off there?
No, I was talking about, when you start to change and you start to become the person within, right? This is another thing that I learned in the training that I was in. We all have a 2.0 inside of us that eventually comes out. Our true self comes out. And when that person starts to come out, there's going to be some people that are not going to be a part of your life. And that is okay. You continue to work on you. You continue to be stronger. You continue to fill your cup. Don't let that stop you.
I completely agree. I mean, look, in life, people come and go. People stay. You know, people come for a reason. People come for a little while. Okay, not everybody stays friends forever. Some people do. Some people don't.
No.
You know, but I'm a firm believer that people walk into your life for something. You know, to help you or whatever it is. You know, at that given moment in time.
No.
You know, and I mean, when you start changing, you know, you have to gotta evolve. And unfortunately, some people don't like to change, and they'd be like, "Oh man, who is this guy?
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's not the person we knew. You know, he's not smoking out with us anymore. He's not doing this. He's not doing the drugs. What's wrong with him?" No, you know what? It's that he leveled up.
Up. Yep.
Okay, and that's what happens. I think you know, a little on me, and I think, you know, you met me. I was pretty much, my life was a mess. You know, my life was a
I
mess.
remember.
You know, and I was drinking every day. It didn't matter. You know, my friends got me through it. You know, my alcohol got me through it. You know, it wasn't the right, I was not on the right path. You know, but when I decided to say, okay, that's it, enough is enough, you know, my buddy that I'm still friends with today, he's like, all right, you're done? Yeah, all right. We'll party a different way now.
Mm-hmm.
And those are friends. Those are people that I consider family nowadays. You know, they're there, you know, they were there for me at my lowest. You know, we partied, and we partied hard. But when enough was enough, you know, you got to get out of that mental state. You got to get out of that depression state.
Yeah.
You know, I got out. And when I said, hey, that's it, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, you know, at least not until I'm back who I am. And that's exactly what it was. And you know what? Did I lose friends along the way? Yes. You know, so
Yeah.
that's exactly what it is.
And to talk about your friends who were there supporting you, right? And your friends who were there for you. And when it was time to do the party, they partied hard with you. And when it was time for you to flip the switch, they flipped the switch with you. They were there supporting you. And that's what I want. I want to talk about a little bit about for those of you that are on the other end, that you're supporting that person who needs the help, that you're the listening ear. Don't force them. Understand and just listen. Go through the waves with them, because no matter what, the change is not going to happen until it is in them, when they hit that switch where they say enough is enough. I can't tell you how many people kept telling me, you need to lose weight, you need to stop eating that, you need to exercise, you need to, oh my god, you're so fat, que gorda. Like, that's the first thing they would say the minute they would see me. Not hello, haven't seen you in a while. It was, wow, you're so big from the last time I saw you. When are you going to diet? What that did was push me to eat more.
Right.
That didn't make me say, oh yeah, you're right, I got to start exercising. That didn't help me. So be careful and just be the listening ear and be there for them, that when you see that they make that switch, be there to support them through that process. But it has to be within themselves when they say enough is enough.
No, definitely. I think I mean, I'm sure those are the same people that might see you now and be like, "You're not eating. You you don't look that healthy. What's wrong with you?"
What do
I
you
mean, it
mean you
happens.
stop eating at 6:30? What? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I guarantee you, that's and sometimes you're stuck with those people because they're probably family. But when you don't have friends that support your path, they're not friends.
Yeah.
And family. No, I'm gonna retract what I'm gonna say because you can't exchange your family, but you could keep them there. They're family, but you know what? I choose not to hang out with you because why? Because I don't need that negativity.
Activity. Hmm.
You know, so look at yourself in the mirror and analyze who's really standing behind you.
Hmm.
That's what I say. To people, it's not everybody that says they're your friends are your friends.
Yeah.
Let's see, Catherine here comes. So true. Don't be blunt. Be caring. Listen. Don't judge. Everyone has different battles. And you know what? Catherine said it
Yeah.
right.
She sure
Everybody
did.
has different battles in life. Nobody knows what, no one knows what that battle is. I mean, when I was, one thing I learned when I was working at the airport, and I was a manager out there, and you really don't know what's going on with your employees at home.
Hmm.
To me, work, like in my case, for me, work was my escape from my home life. Of everything I had going on at home. That was my scapegoat. And I worked a lot, to stay away from home.
Yeah.
But just like I had those issues, that person behind me, that person that works for me could have those issues. So you can't belittle somebody like that. You can't because you know what, they might blow up. Nobody knows what goes on.
Yeah.
So at the end, you got to sit there, okay, be respectful and listen. And it goes a long way.
Yeah.
So anyways, going on to your journey still. I think we're probably halfway there, if that.
Yeah. Wow, where did I leave off? I think it's finally when I said enough is enough, and I made
Hmm.
that switch and I started working on my personal development and my mental health, and told myself, because you feel like you're being selfish and you feel like it's not okay. And it is okay. I have to do this for me in order for me to help and give others and my family, right? So I made myself a priority, and there's no exceptions. Like, I make it a point to get up before my family does. That way, I don't take time away from them. And that time is dedicated to just me. It's me to do my personal development, to read my book, to meditate, to do yoga, whatever it is. I take my pre workout, I do my workout, and by the time I'm done and getting ready to shower, then my family begins to get up. And I have already worked on me. I feel great. My day has started off right, and I don't take anything away from them. And now my family gets to have the full me, a happy me, not the person who was always run down, out of gas, always in the back burner. I mean, let's keep it real. Like, to the point where I would always tell my husband, "Don't worry about me. Let's get this stuff for the kids." And my husband would do the same. We'd be like with holes in our in his boxers and my underwears and our bra, and my socks. And it was like we just worry about the kids. No, like we got to the point where we were like, enough is enough. No, we're not gonna have any more holes. And I know some of you out there have had the same problem. Okay, like we're not gonna do that anymore. We're gonna take care of ourselves because we also have kids that are watching us, right? And they need to, they're watching us whether you believe it or not. They're listening in and they're watching everything you do, so when they see you struggling and dragging ass every day, they think that that's okay and they think that that's life, right? And I want to show them something different, so they see that we get up every day and that I push play on my workout and that I work on personal development, and I'm always striving to do better, and I'm always striving to do something more, and that my husband is busting his ass every day for them. Like they see that. And now they come to us when we're kind of falling off track. Hey, but you're supposed to be doing this and you're supposed to be that. Like, I'm amazed because I've realized that they've watched me through this process, and now they're helping me anytime I fall off track to get back on, to the point where my oldest son has now lost 50 pounds.
Yes, I saw a picture of him. I was like, wow, he's lost weight. But you know,
Yes.
I want to go into this picture real quick. You know, I stalked your Facebook. I stole your pictures. You know, I put a rainbow on Alex. Alex, I love you anyways. You know, just alone by looking at this picture, your smile alone is different.
Yeah.
Okay, on the left side, you have a kind of like saying, "Yeah, I gotta take this fucking picture." You know, I don't feel like taking it,
Oh, yeah.
but I gotta take it. Then you
You're
look,
reading my mind perfect in that picture.
okay, and here on the right, you're looking at it like, damn, you know what? I look good. I'm gonna take this picture. All right. There is nobody in the world that's gonna go ahead and just, bam,
Yeah.
you know, knock me off my horse. You know, so again, you know, a picture says 1,000
Some
words.
words.
I want to say I met you like this, more or less. You know,
Yeah.
I went about a year without seeing you, and I think it was like when you had first started your journey.
Yeah.
You know, where I saw you and I was like, oh my God. You know, you see, look, Lena says it. Wow, your weight loss before and after is insane. That's
Thank you.
amazing.
Yes,
You know,
it's 140 pounds. I lost a
so
person.
no, you definitely did. I mean, listen, I mean, you were big. You
Yeah.
know, and look, you know what? This is somebody here that doesn't even know you or even know your story just from what you're talking about. I can see the confidence through the second picture. You know,
Yes.
so I mean, go figure. I mean, look, you're getting praise all over the place.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
so
you.
true. I've always taken care of everyone else. I don't know how to do it for me. You see, some people
Yeah.
don't know
That
how to
that
do it for themselves.
and that's
You know,
exactly, Catherine, that's the exact battle that I was in, right? That I always did for everybody else. Everybody else came first, and I was always in the back burner. And the one who really made me realize that the most was my husband. He would always tell me, "What about you? It can't always be about me or the kids or this or your job or that. What about you?" He was the one that would always tell me. And I'd be like, "No, it's okay. It's okay." I would always just push it and push it because I had to keep giving and doing for others. And I'm telling you, it wasn't until I did that switch mentally that and I started to focus on my mental health that that change happened. And I started to say, oh my God, he was right. Yeah, I need to do for me first. There's nothing wrong with that. And we all think that there's something wrong that, oh, we're going to take away from our kids or we're taking away from our family. They're not going to get the 100% you if you don't take care of you. And I noticed that as well because I was bashing. Like, I would come home angry and mad and screaming at my kids, and my kids were like, "What's wrong with you? Why are you always screaming? Like, what did we do wrong?" They dropped the spoon on the floor and I was already flipping out, screaming and taking it out on my husband. Or why? Because I was so unhappy and miserable, and I was taking it out on them. So it is so important. Don't feel bad. You need to take care of you first. There's nothing wrong with that.
yeah, definitely. I mean, I completely agree. Again, look, the love keeps coming. You know, your weight
Thank
loss is
you.
amazing, and the fact that you had the motivation is just incredible. Look, it takes a lot of motivation.
It does.
It's not easy. You know, I mean, my sister's trying to get me try has tried to get me into that program. All right, and I started it. I went a week, and I was like, I don't want to do this. You know, so from if it has to come with inside,
You?
you and this
Hmm.
is I mean, and look, let's be real here. I mean, we're speaking about you know Nicole's weight loss, a lot, but it's it has to come from in here. Your
Mm-hmm.
mental state. Your mental state is what has to change. For you to do whatever it is you want to do. In your case, we're speaking weight, but you know, it just, if it's something else, I mean, see, that's my current and existing inner battle. Yeah, Alex, I agree with you. It has to come within you,
Yep.
and I have that battle. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I mean, again, I'm not huge overweight. Can I tone up a little bit and get back to where I used to be? Yeah, I can. But it needs to come from in me. Am I all there mentally? I got a couple loose screws. You know, or or maybe I don't have loose screws. Let's see if those people on YouTube could answer that one. Do I have loose screws, or am I okay mentally, people? You know, but you know what? Again, it's one of those where if you're not in it here, nothing in life is gonna work out.
Correct.
If you're battling these demons on a daily basis and you're not talking to anybody, guess what?
Yep.
It's not going to work out. Oh boy, let's see. You need an overhaul. Damn, Alex, thanks. You know,
This
you know.
this you have to work on it all the time, right? Because as you continue to go on whatever it is, let's just take weight loss out of the picture and anything that you're battling in your life. You have to continue to work this because there's always going to be a different stage of hard. Right now, let's say you're stage hard number one. And then when you pass number one, you have to go to stage hard number two. And when you pass number two, and so on, and you're always going to be in a new stage. And if you're not continuing to develop your mindset, if you're not continuing to work on that, you're not going to make it because when it gets hard, you're going to tell yourself, this is hard. I don't want to do it. I can't do it. And guess what? That's going to become your reality. But when you're working on your mental health, when you're working on your development on yourself, and you're telling yourself, I am going to do this, I can do this, I'm strong enough, I'm worthy, you're going to make it to the next stage. And now in that stage, it's a new set of battles, it's a new set of demons, it's a new things that you got to continue to develop and grow in order to move on to the next step. And you have to continue to work on your mental health. This is not something that you do for a little while and it goes away. You have to continue to do that.
Yeah, I think it's always going to be a work in progress. A
Yeah.
progress. Oh wait. So it's always going to be a work in progress. It's not one of those things that, okay, I'm done. I can lay back. I mean, you might be able to lay back a little bit, but you got to keep those squirrels running. you know, you got to always, just be like, hey, look, you know what? I got to do this. All right, you know what? I didn't work out today. It's okay. It happens. Life gets in the way of things. But you got to jump back on that bandwagon.
Yeah.
That's just with working out, and I think it's just with everything in life. You know,
Yeah.
just because it doesn't work out right now doesn't mean that it's not going to work out later. You
Exactly.
know,
We're not perfect and we're not looking for perfection, right? We're looking for progress. And it's okay if you had a bad day today. We're all entitled to have a bad day. You're not going to have rainbows and sunshines and unicorns every day. It's just not like that.
what?
And
You're not?
I mean, I try to, but you're going to have bad days and it's okay. You pick yourself up and tomorrow's another day. The great thing about it is that you have the community of people. You have the tools that you need. You're working on yourself that you know the tools that you got to use to get right back on track. And it's okay if you have a bad day. We all have bad days. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think that that's where we kick ourselves, right? When we're down, we're like, "Oh," and we start bashing. No. You need to take a deep breath and say, "Today was a bad day. Tomorrow's another day." And when tomorrow starts, you forget about what happened yesterday. That doesn't matter anymore because it's a new day and you keep going.
Exactly, exactly. Oh, so where are we with your journey now? I think
Where
we
am
we
I?
covered. Yeah, where are you at
So
with your journey?
yeah, so I kind of spilled the beans a little early, right? So I'm down 140 pounds. I am mentally stronger. Like I said, I do have my bad days and I'm still a work in progress, but I have a strong community of people who back me up. So when I'm down, they pick me up. I have my strong support system at home that I would be lost without them. honestly. I'm in a way better place, and it's not even so much anymore of the physical, because that was my main focus at the beginning, right? The physical, and we all have to look a certain way. It's not even about that anymore. It's about that I up here feel good about myself. I up here feel strong. I'm happy. It's not that facade where inside I'm dying and outside I'm giving you a smile. I mean, just like you saw, Frank, you were able to tell exactly what my picture said. And even I think it was Sabrina, no, who or somebody else, I'm not sure, that you could see the confidence in my other picture. You can see the
That was
difference in my
Lena.
smile. Lena, you can see the difference in my eyes, in my face. Like I even notice it. And I'm just in a better place, and I know what I need to do whenever I fall off the wagon. And that's the difference now that I didn't have in the past. Oh
Yeah.
boy.
You see, I'm not sure what her TikTok handle is, guys, but I'm sure she could tell us. All right. You have to go into her TikToks. Okay. That
let
I
me
do
let me
tell you. Because let me tell you something. You guys want to get a laugh? Okay. I think she learned what TikTok was, and it's a constant different show. Okay. I don't really have TikTok, but I see her on the Instagram. A bunch of crazy stuff, people. You have to get her. You have to get her
I
on your
sent it to you,
TikTok.
Frank, so you can share it.
Yes, yes, because let me tell you something. That TikTok stuff is hilarious.
That's my TikTok and my IG. So
Hold on.
yeah, where I'm at right now, now that you're mentioning the TikTok and all of that, I would have never, like the things that I do now and how I get on TikTok and how I do like a dance party, energize every morning before I do my workout, and the silly things that I do. Like I would only do that behind closed doors with close friends or family. And now, since I have gotten into a place where I love myself and I've allowed that Nicole that has always been inside finally come out, and I've gotten to the point where I don't give a fuck what people think about me. Sorry, but this is who I am. You either love me or you don't, and I'm okay with that. And that has been one of the processes that I have gone through, because I always worried about what people thought. And I always tried to be the person that I really truly wasn't. And now that I have gotten to the place where I'm at to say, this is who I am, I love me, and it's okay if you don't love me. I'm not meant for everybody, but the people that I am meant for will be a part of my life. And now I'm me to everybody, and I don't care. So I have a great time. I'm so happy that I've gotten to that point to just be me. And I have made some amazing friends that have now become family to me, and I'm going to have to tell you, your sister is one of them. I love her to death because
So
when I tell you,
so
go ahead.
hold on, watch this. Now I'm just gonna make light of it. So so she's become family. So what would you consider her? A cousin, a sister?
She's like a sister to me.
Oh, so that means that now we're also related. There
Where,
we go.
you're like
You
my
see?
brother.
There you go. God, so I gotta deal with Alex. All right,
Yep.
I gotta give you advice on Alex. Uh oh, wait. I gotta give you advice on Alex then. You know. Ay, ay, ay. You see what I start, guys.
No,
You know.
but she is like a sister to me because she gives me my truth, and she makes me take a step back. I might get bothered sometimes, but it's not in a bad way. It's in a good way. She makes me realize, and I'm like, you know what, she's absolutely right, and she is my true friend because she will tell me how it is, and she'll tell me I'm sorry if I went, and I'm like, no, you are the only person apart from my husband who tells me how it is 100%. And that is a true friend to me, which is why I tell you she's family. She's like a sister to me, because there's not too many people who will tell you, hey, get it together.
Yeah, my sister has a tendency of doing that, and I really don't know where she's at. You know, because she was supposed to be commenting on the show, so I even text her the link. So I don't know what happened to her. She got caught up in something. You know, and
Yeah,
because I
work.
Probably because it was crazy how all this got started. I had an episode last week with Mental Health, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go on with it. And I was just talking to my sister about it. I was like, dude, I gotta get a hold of Nicole. She's like, what? She's like, yeah, you know what? I'll come on too, and I could talk. And I was like, no. I don't need you. You're good. You got that perfect lifestyle. I'm getting Nicole on there. But hey, Nikki, thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
I know that our listeners, wherever they came from, thank you for listening. Share this show. Share it with a friend. Share it with an enemy. Share it with a frenemy. Your brothers, your sisters, your mom, your dads. It doesn't matter. Just share it. Get it out there that speaking it real speaks it real. All right? It doesn't matter, what side of the fence you're on. Doesn't matter if I agree with you or you don't. You know what? We're going to listen to you. All right? And if I disagree with you, I'm going to tell you. Like I disagreed with Alex on something. And you know what? I didn't call him an asshole. I just said, hey, you know what, dude? I disagree with you. And you know what? It's all good. Because that's what this show's about. It's about speaking things out, and whether we agree, whether we don't agree, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you know what? We're still friends. Actually, I'm sorry. I'm not friends with him anymore. Now he's my brother-in-law. Gosh. All right. So, that's what this show is. We speak it real. We don't beat around the bush. I'm going to tell you, hey, this is how it goes. I read through the lines. Oh, gosh, Alex. Yes. So, guys, you know what? I know it's probably Nicole's first time hearing the show. Well, actually, she's even part of it. I know it's Alex's first time being on the show. And you know what? You see, this shows his dedication to you, not to me.
No, this is an amazing show. I am so happy because I think that we need more of this. You're going to reach out to so many people through this. So I'm so grateful and appreciative that you had me on here. I'm grateful to all the listeners. So thank you.
No, thank you. Stay tuned on Friday. We're still going to be in the mental health kind of way. We have a special show on Friday. It's pretty much, I don't want to spill the beans, but come to the show on Friday. Listen to us. You're going to see what the show's going to be about. We're going to go into the nitty-gritty of when you live a certain lifestyle, how you're going to break the news to people and how they take it. I got hopefully both sides of the fence. So you know what? Come listen to us. Come check us out on Friday. We're going to have a killer show. With that being said, you might agree with what we're speaking or you might disagree with what we're speaking, but we will always speak it real. See you guys on Friday. Wait. Thank you, Nikki.
Oh, thank you.
Stay on. Don't go nowhere.
The college football season is coming back, and we got you covered on every game. We're breaking it down on each snap all season long. Catch us every week starting on August 4th. Joe Aguirre, Sean Scanlon, Jace Garcia, and yours truly, Obi Muniz, giving you the highlights, predictions, and current rankings. Visit our website at hhwshow.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's All Four Downs, part of the CMG Sports Podcast Network.
Oh, bye.